I was surprised by this movie in many ways.
I gotta say, I was regretting my decision.
I think this would be something I'd show to my kids.
Oh, that's good to hear.
I think it's about a father's love for his child.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
And a complete stranger's love for that man's
They
child.
wore really ugly outfits. Puke yellow, prom night, pale blue, you know?
I don't even know where to start with this
Definitely
film.
not a movie I would consider watching unless you told me to. Hello, I'm Derek.
And I'm Peter.
And this is the Mog Live.
In this live stream, two dogs who think doing a live stream about one of the greatest pieces of science fiction theatre that has ever existed. It is the highlight. It is the greatest. It is the one and only, the bestest, the unabridged, the unchallenged, the unthought of Acolyte.
Hey, the Acolyte. Oh, that was so bad. It broke up at the start of your monologue. I think it's still breaking up. We're having technical problems.
Yeah. It's because I'm on Twitch right now. Yeah. Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
So I'm just...
But what Peter is saying is that we're continuing our journey on the Acolyte watching stream. We have 2 episodes, episode 5 and 6. Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Our stores of people and our biggest fan,
Chris.
that missile person who occasionally pops his head in and makes things so much more depressing for me. So much more fun to do.
Hey Chris, we have a special screen for you somewhere.
Yeah, it's like...
Well, I had one anyway. Yeah, what are you wearing, Peter? Oh, I can't tell if I've lost you or... No. No, I'm still good. I've lost you. I'm gonna go to the title screen while we figure this out. Hey!
Hey.
Okay, I might end the stream. And we'll start again?
Really? No, don't end the stream. I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an amazing trip that I've been on. I have so much to tell you. I was taken away to a wonderful world without
Hang on, because I put it on the title
I
screen.
developed...
Okay, we're back. You don't want to end it. We can start from scratch.
I don't want to end it because it's just been so wonderful. I have so much to tell everyone.
Okay.
I was in a world without internet, and it was amazing. There was no social media. My phone, I didn't even look at it, and I felt like my life had changed, and now I'm back.
I was in
And
that
it's
world
all different.
a little bit earlier too. It's a beautiful world, isn't it?
Yeah. It is, but then the flashing lights cut, and I'm here again, and
You know
I'm
what's you know what is in this world that we don't get
to talk
in front of our computers?
about
The outside.
this thing.
The outside where we have to interact with people, not through our screens. I'm losing you again.
Fun.
You're frozen again.
Yeah,
Oh.
you know what it is?
Oh, you're back.
Yeah. Hey, I'm back. You know what it is? It's probably everyone demanding to watch the Acolyte.
It was
Up
yesterday.
their intense desires to watch it.
We actually wait 2 weeks and a day. That's how desperate we are to watch this show.
Oh man, it's so good to be back. I've turned off every program that I have except Discord in the hopes that I will have nothing chewing up the internet. So I've even turned off my firewall.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I can hear you now. Do you wanna see
Yeah.
how it goes for a bit?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna open up the program
Well, I wanted to talk about some
and I'm gonna
stuff
hope for the
before.
best. Yeah. No, we can do that. I'm just getting it ready
Okay.
in case.
So
things
I spoke to
happen.
my
I'm just
brother,
gonna use my expressive hands.
and he had some predictions. So he says the obvious guy is not the Sith; it's the mum, and the mum could be some involved in some way with Plagius, or could
Yeah.
actually be
This
Plagius.
is
And
wow.
uh,
This is deep.
the Jedi is evil as a twist, and there's a vergence of the Force, so the Jedi were sent to split them up. That's his predictions. My brother, he plays poker, so he loves gamble. He loves to have
Did
a
he
bet.
put anything towards it?
Well, no, that's like his thing. He likes to predict and like go in with a punt, you know.
Yeah, fair on it. Fair crack. Even if he's completely and utterly wrong.
But
I'm sorry, but he's wrong.
what was your punt then again? The mum took over Torben's mind, and then he killed the Jedi
Oh.
while being controlled. I have that on record from last week.
Yes, that's that. But who the Sith is?
Oh,
The Jaws helmet. It's got to be what's
the
his
obvious
name?
guy.
It's got to be the wisecracking.
You don't think it's a red
dude
herring, and
who
that there
makes
is?
poisons.
Because I didn't consider that at all.
Yeah,
I thought there
I-
might
I-
be. It might be leading. All things are leading to it being him, but then it's a red herring, and it's actually someone else that we don't expect. It's like a Scooby-Doo moment where they unveil it. Oh,
Yeah.
it was you all along. If it wasn't
That's
you
right.
for you
I
meddling
think it was-
kids.
I think it was the Wookiee all along, and he faked his own death.
It's actually Yoda.
That's it. Yes. Greeting I have for you.
But yeah,
Sith it is. I'm blurry. I don't know why I'm blurry again.
you work on that. I'll keep talking, and then
Yeah.
So I watched what we recorded last week a couple of times, and it was quite good how we broke down the story, and it was interesting because I then continued to watch the Clone Wars, and I was so wrong about the things that I said about the loom.
Oh,
I made that up. I don't know where that came from.
the loom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did wonder.
I made it up.
I even googled looms.
No.
And now I know a lot about looms, but very little about Star Wars.
But there was a little bit in Ahsoka where they were weaving. They had the 3 connected threads, but it wasn't a loom at all. I don't know where that came from. But in rewatching Clone Wars, I just realized how amazing that series was. It's like epic. It's like stunning. I'm up to series 4, and there's a Jedi. I'm going to spoil
It did get better.
for everyone. There's a Jedi who's doing evil acts, very close to what this is trying to do, and like we're saying, oh, the Jedi must be righteous, but it's clearly written in the Clone Wars, and it's done really well. We don't know his intention behind what he's
Oh,
doing.
this is this the one with the battle on the planet? It's like basically like a war,
Yeah,
a series of war episodes.
it's amazing. It's epic.
I remember that one. That
And
was
like
actually pretty good.
the stark difference between the two, because there was shot after shot after shot of action, so gripping, and we're like thrust into this war. It's done so well, and it's a cartoon, man. I don't know why we can't do that in this stuff. Do we just expect too much for enough fidelity that they're just sort of they're spending too much on, like, because that was 20 episodes of the Clone Wars, you know, like they were just pumping them out, and it's amazing stuff.
I think they did I think they got into a groove of how they do it. But I'm pretty sure that it's a hell of a lot easier to do that in terms of the effects than it is to do it live. I'd imagine live is more expensive.
Yeah.
Um, than 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 to do it the other way around.
What I will say about
I mean,
that,
the budget
though,
of the budget of the Acolyte's like 180 million or something like that.
it's a lot of money, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that much.
But there is like
Just putting it out there.
the
Listeners.
Jedi that turns and does evil acts. He says at the end he's joining Dooku. So there's no morally grey Jedi yet, you know? You're either an evil Sith or you're a Jedi and doing good things. It's not like you can be a Jedi that does bad things. So that's the sort of the
Well, to muddy the waters some more, and I don't know why I know this stuff because obviously I watch. I haven't intended to watch as much Star Wars as I have. I guess I've just been bored. But apparently Duke, or I've heard at least Dooku, some of the other animations that they did, I think it might have been called Tales of the Jedi or something, they show Dooku's turning.
wow, cool. In
Something along
a
those
visual
lines of-
storytelling mode or a book?
No, animation.
Oh, cool.
Like they show how he makes the decision to turn.
Amazing.
Yes.
See, I've yet to see
Yeah.
this stuff. So there is this area that they have explored and they've written it well. So it can be done. And on that note, I was very conscious of the fact that we said it's bad writing several times. But we didn't really back it up. So I started going back to the old film books that I said I was going to read back when I was studying film. One of them is John Truby, Anatomy of Genres. And I remember saying to you, this is classified as a thriller. And I said that to state that, well, in my mind, I don't know if it's very clear that it is a thriller. Like, it's classified as one, but it's sort of very vague as to why it is one. And so I was going to bring up what he was writing. So he writes that the detective story is actually... I'm bringing it up on screen. Let me see. So you've got the genres like action, myth, memoir, fantasy, detective fiction, which is thriller, basically, and love stories. So what he says for the thriller is that you're trying to learn what is true. And that's, in this regard, she's doing that. She's hiding the truth from us. But we're not clear of who the detective is. Like, we don't have a clear sort of viewpoint of who we should be siding with in order to unveil this truth. So that's where the writing falls short. And, like, he goes on to...
It doesn't stick to one person, that's for sure. Like, it follows several narratives, but there's not... Like, I mean, the closest to the main character is Osha, and she's not really being a detective.
And in fact, she's being very vague with her intentions as well. That's why it's not clear. So that's where the writing falls short. And so the key point for this genre is the detective investigates the corruption in herself. So how to think clearly beyond her prejudices and preconceptions and ideology, because there's something hidden from her and she can't see it. And that's the genre and that's the structure that we need to have a good written thriller. and we really don't have that. I thought it was going to be Sol for a bit because he's chasing
Yeah,
Osha.
because that's who I would have thought was the natural thing for the detective is him, because he's essentially introduced like he's the detective.
Yeah, it was. He was Tommy Lee, and I would have been fine with that, like fitting that role.
Yeah. I don't care. Oh, hang on, no, that is.
But if
I
Osha,
didn't kill my wife.
I know. But if Osha's the one, there is aspects of it. So the investigator is in mortal danger. That's part of the genre, and that she has been.
Well, Soul was kind of at the moment. I mean, we're not through the whole thing yet.
No.
So,
But
we haven't
I'm
seen
just
it.
highlighting where where the genre sort of dictates what would be a well written story within the framework. And it's classified as thriller, so I'm just sort of breaking it down. And one other thing is story codes, he says. It's who we are, how the world works, what is valuable, how to live successfully, and what is true. So the key point of a thriller is comparing stories to learn what is really true. And this is kind of doing that. It's kind of giving us bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's trying to do that.
It's
yeah.
trying to, hey? But it's not. Why is it not hitting the mark?
I think that there's too many viewpoints. For one, and you never really get an idea of what those people's viewpoints are. It's not consistent. Like, for instance, the what's her name? The not OSHA, but the other one, May.
Yep.
She's like hugely inconsistent in her character as to what her motivations are. It's not clear what her motivations are at all. If you go based on what she says, she wants her sister, she wants to kill her sister, then she wants to get her sister back, who she thought was dead. She wants to train under this guy she wants to kill, but she doesn't. Like, it's so inconsistent as to, like, why is she doing what she's doing? Like, I don't really know. And OSHA doesn't
100%,
want
hey. 100%. I agree
Yeah.
with you. And then we were talking
And,
about Andor. And so I looked up that script. I looked up the
that's
first
beautiful script.
episode of the script, and I've got it here. Wait here, no weapons, no comms, no credit, no nonsense. In you go. They're in this really dark place, and he's being told the rules of the establishment. And then when he gets there, she says to him, looking for something special tonight. It's a brothel. And he goes, a friend of mine said there was a girl from Canary working here. Canary, So we know immediately what he's after. Like, he's no nonsense. And then, like, she says, there was a girl from Canary, but she left several months ago. We do have a lovely lady here from Tahina who's got those big dark brown eyes you're looking for. This girl from Canary, any ideas where she went? He just doesn't miss a beat. We know he's so determined for the one thing. He can't be swayed from this by what she thinks he might want, what anyone else would want. Like, we already know it's written into his character just by those very simple lines. That's clear, good writing,
Well, how many episodes are we? We're 4 episodes in, and we still really don't know what people are trying to do, what their motivations are for anything.
Yeah.
Like, Osha's even all over the place. Does she want to see her sister, or does she not want to see her sister? She pulls away, she goes back. It's really, there's a series of events, but there's no clear narrative as to what. It's almost like the actual motivation is the audience's motivation, not the character's motivation. It's like it's anticipating what the audience's motivation is for watching this, and that is to find out who the mysterious character is, to find out what the thing is about the sisters, to to understand what's going on, essentially, and to figure out why in the last episode they had a really fat Padawan Jedi when they're supposed to do a lot of exercise and be trained in lightsabers.
And Truby also talks about this. So there's two aspects to the thriller versus a
Or
myth.
to fat Padawans.
Increasing the
No, no.
conflict. So you only do that through acting. So the acting so far has been good, in my opinion. But what's lacking is the actual written in conflict. It's like it's a fake conflict. She's fabricating that conflict. They're acting it out as she's telling them to, but it's not a real conflict, and it changes every episode. It should be more consistent. There should be a bigger arc and a more direct conflict. So to me, that's where it's lacking. But also, what you're saying also is this: shocking revelations. This is the thriller genre. So you learn things in a shocking way that sort of go beyond your expectations. But what's been happening is that they're manufacturing the revelations. They're not organically happening. Like, oh shit, Darth Vader's your father. Like it's not organic, but like it was shocking and the way.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. This is a prequel, remember?
But you know what I mean? It leads to your point where they're relying on this stuff that's being created in the audience, and we're driving it. The story's not driving us into this state of learning something. We're coming up with that stuff because we're sort of lacking it from the story, if that makes sense.
I guess for me, when I think of bad writing, it's not just about in terms of it's related also to the structure, but also just things that the audience has to constantly question, or they have to set, what is it? They have to, something disbelief. They have to
suspend disbelief.
Suspend disbelief. Like when you set a world, you set the rules of the world. So, like I joke about Padawan, but the reason I joke about that is because it's been established that the Jedi have to do all this training. They're brought up from childhood, all of these factors that are involved in getting them to a certain point. And for some reason, they've hired a specific actor who's large, which completely undermines the idea of what it is to be that. And so, like, the rules of the world are set, and if you just blasé ignore them, then you break down the fabric of the world that you're living in, which means that not only as an audience member do you have to suspend disbelief on the established rules, you don't have any confidence that anything is going to make sense by the end of it. So you can't, you have to be able to set a foundation for, like, Star Wars isn't, like, we joke about, what was it, fires in space. Which
it wasn't
is
scientifically
true.
accurate, Is that what you meant?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't scientifically accurate. But I mean, the thing is that the whole, like, science fiction hasn't really been the strongest thing within Star Wars. You're not looking at questioning light speed and all of this, a lot of things.
Chris is here, by the way, doing dishes. Entertain me.
Oh,
Hey,
I'll
Chris.
try. But I mean, like, if you think Empire Strikes Back, like, they hopped outside and they had masks on and they were in this wet environment, which was in the mouth of that beast. I mean, you can question the reason of that. I think the difference between that and a campfire going on the side of a spaceship is it just seemed a bit stupid. But, like, those things,
When you watched it,
like,
though, were you thinking that stuff as a kid?
No, when they're in the Empire Strikes Back, no, I wasn't.
Exactly. I
mean,
think it's a different audience that it's designed for. If you're a kid and believing all these things, you don't have this critical mindset yet.
No, but when you're older and you watch it, you can still recognize whether something's a bit questionable. And, Like there are things you can do to sort of justify it, like the fire in space thing. People made a lot of deal of. I couldn't care less, to be honest with you, because there's examples of that type of suspension of disbelief in other things. Um, but there's other stuff in this series that's just far worse and far more just like they're clear choices that leaves you wondering, what the hell are they thinking?
But I think like what I'm trying to get at is the core writing problems
Yeah,
around.
I know.
So
So
like I
what I
bring
mean
up an
is that
example of a really good thriller, Christopher Nolan's Memento, and I've got a little bit of the script here. He says he's explaining his exposition. It's different. I have no short-term memory. I know who I am and all about myself, but since my injury, I can't make any new memories. And then he noticed Bert staring at him as if he were an exotic insect. This is written in the script. And Leonard goes, "Oh, I've told you this before, haven't I?" And Bert just nods. "I don't mean to mess with you. It's just so weird. I don't remember. You don't remember me at all? We've talked a bunch of times." Leonard shrugs. It's written so clearly. It's explained so succinctly, the premise. And you can read in the script like how the actors behave. This is just not apparent in this series at all. It's sort of like we're piecing together our own narrative and our own motivations.
yes,
And this is what I mean when
yes,
it's written in, because we get it straight away. It's like, I've told you this before, haven't I? And it's like that sums it up in one line, the whole premise. And it's like shock. We realize, oh, fuck, it's a real thing. We've just been shown it in the script. And the other example I'll give is also Christopher Nolan in Oppenheimer. So he hates his teacher. There's a difference between hating your teacher and hating your teacher enough to murder your teacher. So it's kind of like he takes it to the extreme in order for us to get the point. And like we witness it, and like he poisons the apple, and then he goes and he runs and desperately tries to save the apple. It's delivering a point and it's over the top, but it's good writing to me because we get the idea stronger. It's like a visceral thing we remember. And Nolan's a master at doing that, I believe.
yeah. It's kind of funny picking like one of the best directors writers, and then comparing it to this thing, which is not
Well,
really much
well, one
about.
last thing then. I wanted to bring up Lucas because we were researching him for Star Wars, but then and I sort of briefly looked at his interest in non-narrative, non-story film, but then I found like this film 2187. Have you heard of this?
No.
Canadian filmmaker Arthur Lipset, and it's amazing. Sort of very. There's no story, there's no character. It's just an abstract movie. I don't like the word abstract because it's more intuitive because there is a theme to it. But there's a film audio bit where this guy goes, many people feel that there's a sort of, in contemplating nature, there's some kind of force or something behind this apparent mask in which we see in front of us. So this is where he stole the idea from not stole it, but he came up with the idea of the force from this film, and it's completely just a feeling film. There's no characters or arc or anything, but it's just like you get this feeling of like this deeper meaning behind what you're seeing. It's kind of like, and I know Lucas was like THX, he was going into that stuff, and this in a smaller way with the Japanese influence, where the droids are the sort of introductory characters, the war's happening around them, but our entry point is through the droids, and we don't see Luke till way later, and it finishes with the droids. There's this sort of, it's beyond genre. There's something about this beyond genre with Lucas.
It's true, isn't it? Star Wars, that is something I think about with regards to Star Wars, is that the introduction to Luke doesn't occur for quite some time. Like it's established an entire for the one of the main characters is even introduced, which is quite interesting. But yeah, I mean, I agree. Like in term, like I get what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying about bad writing and like the theories behind the structure, the intent, getting that stuff across in terms of narrative, what's good storytelling. Because that sounds to me, when you're talking about good writing, you're talking about good storytelling in terms, how to get the across quickly. But there's also like even at that's the deeper level of good writing. But even that gets undermined by poor script, poor choices, poor environment, and and poor scenarios, because the scenarios that are being created are also kind of like there's a lot of nonsensical stuff. There's too much stuff that requires you to either know what happened. Like the other thing as well, I think about this series is it sets so many things as well. You don't know what's happening because you didn't see something else happen, and that adds to the mystery. But it's layers upon layers of that, and you're left wondering, is there actually any reasoning behind why they're doing what they're doing? And we'll have it explained later, or is it just stupid writing? But because they layer it so fast and thick, like you find about the sister tries to kill the sister. You've got big Padawans. You got Force guys who are impenetrable, hovering in the air, unable to be killed, and then you give them some poison. And they decide that it's a good time for them to be killed. You've got just like, and they say, "I've been waiting for this moment," or something along those lines. You've got so many things layered on top of them that you're like, well, like, is there a reason he killed himself that way? More than likely not. But you have so many of those that by the end of it, you're just like, okay, it's bad writing.
Sorry, you broke up. You said,
Because
was there, with Torben, you said, was there a reason? And then keep going.
was there a reason for him to kill himself that way? I seriously doubt it. It's just bad writing, you know. It's just like, how do you kill this guy? You try to kill him and he refuses, but if you ask him whether he would like to die, then he will definitely go, yes, please. It's just this that's bad writing. That like that's not even like you're talking about the structure and storytelling in terms of its impact, getting the message across, character motivations, and all of that stuff. And that's very true. At the core, you have to have like good storytelling. Really, is what sets it apart uh, from just like mediocre series and half job series. But this doesn't even get to that point. Like it's so there's so much suspension of disbelief. You don't feel like you're in a world that you're living in. It's like a series of characters and interactions that make no sense, both from a point of view of the motivations of the character, but also of the world that they're living in. It just none of it makes a lot of sense because it's all based on what the plot tells them to do, and you can just see it. They're writing a story, they want things to happen a certain way, so they just write it to happen that way, and then set the character motivations and script around that. It's like stitching together pieces of scenes that you know
So
by
we're
the end of it,
halfway
it just
through.
looks like a zombie.
Do you think any revelations in the...
Frankenstein's monster.
We're halfway through now. Do you think any revelations from the... Because there will be, according to the genre, there's going to be some shocks. Do you think any of those shocks will justify what we've seen in the first half?
Very little to none. Like the from what I've heard, also there's gossip amongst the grapevine that a lot of it was a lot of rewrites, a lot of people interventions of people to change story and all this stuff. And if you've got a lot of different people with their different hands changing things, stuff gets cut out, and they say, that's a good scene, we'll keep that scene, we'll cut this scene out, we'll stitch these pieces together, and by the end of it, they've forgotten or never really cared or never or really tried to find out why things were structured the way they were. Like if the underlying structure of a story is good enough to be told, you don't want to lose that. And I think what can often happen with rewrites is that there's a narrative through line between all the motivations and actions that happen that the person's got in their head, and then they write it badly, or something, there's one thing that doesn't fit and it undermines everything. So a person comes along, they say, you did this, I like that, I like that. And they pick and choose like they're at a smorgasbord. And so, but the thing is that they're having their dessert and they're having their entree and they're having their lunch and they're having their dinner and they're just mixing all the good pieces together. And by the end of it, they've got a spaghetti bolognese with strawberry sorbet on a base of red uh, cranberry sauce with some slivers of prawns on top, and it just looks like a mess because it's like, oh, these are all my favorite foods, and I've just blonked them on top of each other, and apparently it's going to make a good story. And I think that that's what they do. I think they pick and choose stuff, they come up with new ideas, and they don't, and then they figure that if they stitch it all together because they're so smart, they can do it, and they can't.
So you reckon?
Gosh.
You reckon no?
I reckon we'll have some reveals.
Yeah.
I reckon a few things will come out that say uh, that'll answer a few things. I'd be surprised if they answer it in a way that is satisfactory. Uh, Also, remember that they probably like to see,
You broke
so
up.
they may not
Remember?
answer it. They also may want a second season,
Oh,
and if they want a second season, then they're not going to try to answer everything. So what we'll get is a because there's no way this is going to make it to a second season. If it does, then I think someone's got a file of photos on one of the managers that they're blackmailing with to get a second season. Uh, because it's just not that great. And so I don't think we're going to get everything answered, and we're just not going to be happy by the end of it. And that's
and I think, yeah, I agree with all you're saying. And to add to another level of it, it's not really consistent with what it's trying to be. So another example of good thrillers: Psycho, all of what Hitchcock did, Rear Window, Vertigo, Seven, detective genre. There's similar aspects to it. There's this hidden bad guy. That's the thriller aspect to this. We don't know who the bad guy is, and we're chasing him. But there's all these dramatic elements where it's too soft in between. It's trying to be a drama as well, a very complex sort of mushy drama. It can't be both. It has to be like, to be a strong written series, it has to stick to one, and we have to be on that ride, and we're just on too many different rides.
yes. There's too many different plot lines running here because the Sith character and the Acolyte. I mean, it's like in the title, it's the Acolyte. So really, the main, it's almost like assuming that we are invested in the bad guy because he's been introduced as the bad guy. Um, but there's nothing about him that's really introduced at all
No.
to date. Like, there's nothing introduced as to how she met this guy or teamed up with him. And like this stuff might get explained and maybe it'll actually make things better. I hope
Well,
so,
when
because
I
I
think
really
of
need.
Seven, that's the ultimate bad guy for me. And it was so
Well,
mysterious,
that's what.
and we're drip
But
fed
that's
like
what I
all of
mean.
these
Like,
little bits and pieces where
yeah.
he reveals himself, and we get
But he's the
this.
main bad guy
Sorry.
in that. Well, but he's the main bad guy, and it's clearly like it's this one person. Whereas in the Acolyte, you've got too many. It's like like this scale of grey up until bad guy, and it's just like, okay, And we don't even know how bad this bad guy really is because we don't see him do anything at this point.
No.
He's just saying you, and he said like literally the task he's given her is you must kill them without killing them.
And it doesn't
And
make
it's like,
sense. And it's very grey. The more rules she puts in, it dilutes it. It's less evil if you dilute it with something
yeah,
like that. We would need the pure evil because this is what keeps us invested as an
yeah.
audience.
And even the idea of you like literally they've had all of these episodes where her task is to kill them without killing them or something, and she doesn't know why. Like nothing is clear as to why she's doing it. Like there's no like even like all we've had is the Sith say one thing, which was just really nonsensical. Like just don't understand what it was. Like I'm not the dumbest of people, and it just sounded like it made no sense to me. Um, so yeah, so far I'm impressed. So what do you reckon? Do you think we should
We should
move on
start.
to watching this and see
Yes.
if we can be inspired by the
Okay, ready.
glorious writing? And I'm waiting. I'm looking forward to being proven wrong on every statement I've made.
Chris is back, by the way. Welcome back, Chris.
Welcome back, welcome back. I can't see you, Chris, because I have turned everything off except for talking to Derek and watching this show so that my internet actually works.
Okay, ready?
So I
You got the
can't
right
see.
file? Season 5, episode 5?
Yes, episode 5. Here we go.
3, 2, 1, go. Previously.
Oh, the Wookiee. A badger boy.
What was that?
The badger boy. The sniffing badger boy. Charge!
Charge. It's Braveheart. Hold. Hold.
Oh, I'm excited.
Ominous music playing. I have subtitles on to help me.
Man, it must be awkward to sit up like that. Nobody rolls on their side in these things. It's true, isn't it?
They're all doing
Everyone
crunches.
sits up like that. I only do that when one of my dogs jumps on my stomach.
What's that thing called again? The robot?
Oh, I don't remember. Cute robot number 15.
We said the white guy was gonna die. We were wrong. It's the black guy. Disposable black guy trope strikes again.
Well, they've got plenty of black people in this film. Oh,
Oh no, not Yord.
They went limp.
Oh man. The subtitles said Jedi 2 goes limp. Tis but a scratch.
Just a flesh wound. Didn't they? Oh yeah, they'll charge and he blew them away. Has May done anything with the Force? I'm trying to remember.
Not yet.
Like she jumps a lot, and she fights with a. No, no, she doesn't fight with. Why didn't you just? At least the trees kept standing. You don't want to hurt those trees. Oh no, no, not the trees!
You had to say it. You jinxed the trees.
It'd be funny if she fell into his lifesaver. Why do they have to turn their head to the side? It's so dumb. Badger boy! Where's the little badger boy? Why do I have to go back? Why do they have to go back?
He ordered them to go to the ship. Sol said, civilian to the ship.
Yeah, but why does she have to go back?
Wow, sounds like Vader.
You know, one thing I've noticed about May and Osha, they're terrible fighters. Why are they fighting? Wasn't she going to turn herself in? She's not going, wait, wait, wait! Why are they fighting?
Yeah,
Why are they fighting?
they forgot about that, hey? They forgot about that scene where she said she was going to turn herself in.
Uh,
Tense lightsaber fights. Pretty cool fights.
Not too bad.
Come on, Yord.
Yord. Yord. Your boat gently down the stream.
Yord of the Jarls.
Yord of the rings. Why is he trying to kill her now? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he cut the binds just to kill her. It's weird, eh? They just realized that now. This writing, man.
Don't turn the lights on, it'll attract them.
And she turns on a light. Fucking. Oh, okay. That's what she's doing. Oof. Here we go.
What about him?
Unmasked him. Oh, whoa.
Oh. Just a flesh wound.
Yeah, the
There you
dude.
go.
Not the mum.
He is revealed.
Sorry, Mark.
Not Mummy.
They threw a red herring in there, though. My mum used to do that.
They did. It's alright, she's alright. It was just a lightsaber step.
She'll survive that, surely.
I think so. I think. I love. There was a force sound on him.
Chris is back on his other account. Misa back. Just have to say, tonight's conversation has been without a doubt the most interesting you guys have ever had. Keep bringing that book back, Derek. Thanks, Chris. What?
Why is it that they make the force sound every time he throws or moves? It's like literally, like picks his nose.
Yod got his neck snapped there.
Yeah. Why isn't this? Oh, what the? The Jedi don't attack the unarmed. Well, it's the Force is not exactly. Would you?
Man, it's
do you
so bad
think
that your
the-
camera's given out as well. Camera's
Yeah, I know.
call it.
It's just like this is the state of the storytelling.
Oh, it's not the camera. It's actually
Yes,
you.
bro.
You're just like
Yeah, this is what happens when,
exiting phase.
as the story improves, I get more crisp and
Out-
clean. What?
Here's the reconciliation.
And why did you try to kill me?
No, she's saying it was a brainwash. This is where they're writing this in. Remember?
Yes, it's
The bad writing.
not true. It's just another thing that there's an explanation for. Then she snaps her neck. See, this is the 3 dimension. This is like, oh, look at how good we are at making the. Don't do it. It's what I wanted to do.
Family. Oh, there's the force push. That was the first time we saw it, right?
They did do stuff like that, didn't they? In the oh no, she fell a little bit, and now she's out again.
There's like a blood pool behind her head. Oh no, what have I done?
You all right? Just banged my hair. Oh, now she does it.
They are
I've
just
heard it.
deciding as they go. Hey?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, she can do this now. The fact she hasn't done it before doesn't matter.
She's got the circly thing on her head. Oh no, he survived! How could he survive that? It was impossible.
Poor Pip, though. Sacrifice your robot.
What?
Basil.
Basil.
Come on, Basil. That's not yours.
Basil the Badger. Boy. Oh, she's walking like she's not her. Why am I so blurry?
It's a mystery.
Leave your friends there lying dead in a forest?
I know, Yord. Yord doesn't need to go out that way.
I yawed as well. He's a guy. They're not gonna make it home. And what now? Yay, Basil. Basil the Badger Boy.
You can smell that it's May, hey?
He's obviously blind because he's smelling his way. Like, that's all he can do is smell. Even when he sees them walk, he can only smell.
So what do you think his motivation is, this guy now?
I think he's probably their brother.
Twin brother? Older brother?
No, hang on a sec. He was created as well. Did he just heal her or what?
What did you say, sorry? What did you say, sorry?
I forget.
Something about kill? Kill her?
No, did he force heal her or something?
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, let me just have a quick look. What happened there? He saw the wound.
It looked like he did a thing.
Something. Nothing happened there.
Nothing happened? Okay. Good.
Yeah, what'd you reckon?
It was great. I was very happy with that.
We saw that he was indeed the Sith. So
Yeah,
we
what
saw
a red herring that was.
Well, we saw it was coming
There you go.
from the first episode.
Yep.
It's disappointing that there wasn't more to it. We still don't really know his motivation.
No, we don't know who he is. And there's, once again, now you find out another thing and there's like, oh, well, what's going on with this guy?
Good things about this episode, they have all the lightsaber battles. That was amazing to see.
A lot of superfluous characters removed.
Good things, I said. I'm disappointed that Yord died. I liked his character.
Yeah. Which one?
Yord.
Yord.
I liked his character.
He didn't do. I didn't like his. He didn't do anything.
But he didn't deserve to die. He was dumb, but he was the himbo.
No, none of them. But none of them deserve to die.
Yeah. The Padawan died too. Didn't think she would go.
Yeah.
A lot of death,
No.
actually. A lot of death.
There's a lot of people who bought the bullet. Now we're left with all the characters that we don't like. Except for,
It was like a big culling, wasn't it? It was like clearing the
Was.
slate.
well, we were talking about too many character motivations.
Well, this cleared it up. There's only a couple left now.
Yeah, maybe they got to a point and they said, "Hey, look, we've got too many storylines here. Can we just we got to clean things up a bit."
Well, it does.
Shall we move? Shall we move on to the next one?
All right. Hang on, one sec.
Keep things rolling. Because I want to find out what happens next.
All right. What's your predictions, though?
Predictions. Now that we've had all the budget spent on lightsaber fights, I would say there's probably one or two force which is more like a force pull or a force push of someone,
Say again, what do
and
you
a
mean?
lot of. Well, the budget's been blown on everything, so there's going to be a lot of talking.
All right.
Because there's got to be another episode 8 or something like that, which has got to have some big thing happen.
But like we saw that May thinks Osha was brainwashed, so she sees a different version of the truth of what happened in that episode, that flashback episode.
Yes.
So what's your take on that?
So maybe she was. Well, it's true. I mean, maybe that was the case. So it would make a hell of a lot more sense than setting fire to stone
But what's your take on
and burning down a mountain.
because he also said, why do you trust him after what he did to you?
Well, and also Sol went, "There's something I must tell you."
Yeah.
But I won't tell you yet. Oh wait.
But I
I'll
mean,
wait till later.
what's your guess on it then?
My guess would be that Osha's understanding of what actually happened is very different because Sol changed her memory of what happened. And so that episode that we watched that said all of this stuff happened didn't actually happen that it it through her eyes and then understand that it was actually that's not what happened. Sol did something else, and I'm guessing that maybe they had a brother or something, and that this guy is actually their brother or something like that, or like he's making these allusions to things which suggest that maybe he was the first one created. You know how this lady said, "Oh, I created these kids. They're kids that I use the Force to create." Maybe he was one of the first trials of that, first pass.
It's kind of cool.
That's my guess. Just shooting it out there. Because there's a lot of like red herrings to suggest that he was actually the mum, but but then obviously it was revealed that it wasn't.
Yeah.
But a lot of what he said made sense in the context of it being the mum to Sol. So, and then he gets in your head and blah blah blah. So, I mean, the interesting premise behind it is all the Sith powers that Jedi haven't experienced before, so they don't understand it because it hasn't been a Sith around for a long time. And it could make sense in the context of that the Sith that can be like if Sol dies, Osha dies, and May dies, and the Sith never get revealed to the Jedi, I guess it would keep in line with the idea of the Sith being extinct for a millennium, whatever.
Chris says prediction: bad writing.
Yes. And amongst all of that bad writing, I just want to see that Padawan again, because they've run out of Padawans.
They've killed them all off. Sorry, Chris, we're spoiling it for you. But
He's probably already watched it,
I see.
or at least he's watched all of the YouTube.
The spoilers on it.
I don't know. I haven't seen what he's.
But
you read out what he said?
I just says, Miss back, just have to say, tonight's conversation has been, without a doubt, the most interesting you guys have ever had. Keep bringing that book back, Derek. And then prediction, bad writing.
Yeah.
He's watching.
Hello, my brother. Do we have any other viewers?
He's painting Warhammer miniatures.
Nice.
Because that exciting. Warhammer's amazing. It's a skill to paint that stuff. Daniel Sim paints those. It's amazing the detail you can get. Like he was showing me how he gets copper tones. You have to layer it, and it looks amazing once you've finished it. And budget killer. It's expensive, right? Have you ever got into the Warhammer stuff, Peter? Because who needs money?
Yeah, when I was a kid, our folks bought Space Crusade, which was like Warhammer, but not Warhammer. It was never like there was nothing to, suggest that it was part of Warhammer 40k, but it was. Had the
What
gem
age were you?
steals and all that stuff. I think I was like 6 months old.
What, 6 months? Chris is writing. Incidentally, I've watched up to the last episode, a lot of the reviews of the show, but actually I'm getting sick of the pure hatred of it. It's a bit too much. So I'm easing back on the reviews now. Either way, it's universally hated. Yeah, this was another weak episode. It was just jumping around. It tried to be an action episode all out of nowhere. And,
yeah, there was a lot of fighting in it.
And just these weird sort of red herrings and like saving moments. Oh, I'll throw Pip and he'll save the day. I'm sorry, Pip, and all the moths, but for no avail.
I love you, Pip.
Yeah, it's like for no like real. It doesn't really get you closer to liking them.
Like she didn't really care too much about Yord or that little girl, or that I've forgotten her name.
Like if you're going to kill off a character, you have to have some benefit, and they were just killed for no reason. Like it didn't bring any change in the characters that are still here now. Like there was no actually remorse, or like there was no change in them at all. It's like they never existed. It's like, fair enough. If you don't care about your characters, I'm not going to as well.
Yeah. There's too much. I feel like there's too much you don't know to understand the motivations of what's going on. Like I feel like there's too much not revealed to make you identify with what's going on with the characters.
Yeah,
absolutely. As well.
Yeah.
As everything else. Like this guy's talking about all of this stuff like he knows something that you don't.
And it's true. We don't know, but like I don't actually care because like you just killed all these characters that we were kind of meant to side with, and
but on a repeat watching, maybe.
Yeah, it's not going to happen,
make
man.
It to the repeat. Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
That's right. Anyway, shall we move on?
So, but I haven't actually watched past 20 minutes of episode 1. You are better off. And I'm sorry that we are putting you through this as a third party. At least you can hear our pain. He's watching us.
It as well, bro? He's watching us. Watch it. Okay.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
No, wait.
Oh. Why wait?
Well,
I thought you were ready.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. Alright.
3.
1 sec.
Wait. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, hang on, hold. He's watching. He's gonna watch. All right, I'll wait for you, Chris. Ah, this would be cool. We get a three-way.
But you can't. There's a delay. We can't follow his
No,
thing
we just
because it's
we yell out 3, 2, 1 as long as he hits play when he's ready.
okay.
Yeah.
When he says ready, and I can't read. I can't read him saying ready because I don't have it open. So
I'm holding. He says hold.
Hold. Hold. Hold.
Almost there. Yeah, I'm with you. The prediction is that Sol manipulated her in some way, and then
Yeah.
he did something wrong.
And he was going. Yeah, and he was going to tell her what it was.
So in the end,
hate
I
I really hate that. I hate that plot trick that they do, where the person's going to tell them something which is going to change their perspective.
oh no, I
But
lost.
before they actually tell them something, which undermines the relationship.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
but there was like a getting close together of May and Osha. You could see it was just there, but in the end, it didn't quite get there. I think later on it's going to fully get there. Is what the thing is. Whether or not that's season 1 or 2. God, I hope it's not season 2. Episode 6. Sorry, yeah, Chris. God, I'm going to regret this, he says. Yes, you are. 100%. I'm telling you. This is pain incoming. Countdown. Ready? Peter?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. Previously.
Fighting. Dead,
3
dead,
stars.
dead. She was a child who kills people for a living. I was going to.
All right. He says I want a pupil, an acolyte. I totally missed that. I think that's when Chris came.
Oh.
So maybe he gets her in the end. But it's
Did they
Osha.
show Yord getting his neck snapped in
No.
the rerun?
You're
See,
dead.
that's how important a character he is that he doesn't even get his death shown in the previously. Previously. Luke, I am moving on.
Yeah.
He's bandaged up the wound. Is that a pool cleaner?
It's a big barracuda.
No, not the.
Why did you drink
This
that?
is deodorant.
He runs in. I was saving that.
That's poison. I use it for fishing. Well, that was freaky. Boots. That was a largely unnecessary scene.
Slowing right down, eh? Oh
Is
my
that the
god.
last Jedi
It feels
island?
like it, eh? It feels like it. I wasn't going to say anything because I know it's traumatic for you.
You didn't want me having flashbacks.
It's so wide into your nervous system.
Interesting music.
Unknown planet.
Yeah, definitely got to be that. You know what those things are?
What are
Those
they?
are the babies that Luke Skywalker, when they grew up, milk them.
Is that?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying that.
The blue milk, eh?
Yeah, he was milking those large animals.
Yeah. They're the babies.
Rafok. So they left all their friends behind.
It's kind of like our Discord connection.
In the podcast, in this.
Oh, Basil. Just spit it out.
I really. Seriously, all they ever do is show this thing sniffing. Why is she gonna kill him?
Because she knows the truth.
How does she know how to fly this thing? Doesn't this guy read minds or something?
Jedi? No way. That's fantasy.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Suspend disbelief. At least he's expressing emotion.
Yeah. This is your 5 minutes, Sol. Act away.
I mean, this is something that makes sense. You know, considering what's happened.
Yeah.
I mean, how often do they just bypass that?
Yep.
Oh, God.
But see, in this case, we're meant to read minds. He's not talking to anyone. It's just an expression. We're meant to read his mind.
I don't understand what's going on. If I have to hit listen to this thing sniff.
Oh, Pip's
Charger.
alive.
It was looking for a charger.
This is why they need universal adapters. Everyone's USB-C. Come on.
It's true. There were a whole bunch of different shapes. At least that was realistic. Oh, here we go.
He's gonna
Chicka
strip.
wow wow.
He's fucking ripped. He's the new Yord.
And he knows he's being watched too.
That's why I took
He
it all
goes-
off.
So, and because this is Star Wars, it's his. She's definitely his sister.
All right. That's gross.
She's definitely his sister. Yeah, that's right.
This is not Game of Thrones, man.
I don't know. Last episode, there was a lot of death.
Yeah.
Guys are. She's. Yeah, turn it on. That's a good idea.
So sus. He just walks out with a massive erection.
I can read your mind. But the other ones I did. Like, wasn't she good friends with the girl who got stabbed 3 times and died?
Mm. But it's okay because he's a hunk, and they could possibly be
Oh,
blood
yeah.
related. So
And that erection really was something. Oh, that's what happens when you leave it charged for too
I
long.
know, Basil, come on.
Well, that's at least a smart thing to do.
What's that? Send a rescue team. Wasn't she there when they killed the friend? Did she not know that he killed the friend?
I don't know.
And Yord.
I'm very confused.
Was she somewhere else? I can't remember. I was zoning out. This is stupid. It's like a Bluetooth thing.
Oh, she killed it.
It's red eyes now. That's pretty funny.
There goes their friend.
If it's being funny on purpose, it's pretty funny. That it's got red eyes now and it's evil.
Yeah.
Is it trying to be funny?
I was thinking,
I don't know if it is.
what is going?
Like it's just stopped taking itself seriously now.
Three little, yeah.
Oh, she knows. Yeah.
Oh, well, she definitely deserved to die.
Mm. Are they gonna kiss? Oh fuck! I thought they were gonna kiss.
No, not until she has a huge erection.
Do it. Ooh, he unmasked her anger. Brilliant writing. That's what Chris says.
What?
Ooh, he unmasked her anger. Brilliant writing, Chris.
There's a helicopter.
Yeah, it's pushing the boundaries, hey, Chris.
Is his name Mog?
Was it?
Come on, pads. That's a rescue party.
Just one chip. She may or not may not be motion sick.
Bunch of incels.
One's named Mog.
Yeah, well, he must be awesome, that one. My name is not Sol. My red picture. Oh,
How convenient.
wow, these guys get stunned a lot.
Basil's face. He runs. It's turned into a comedy, hey.
Sorry?
It's turned into a comedy now.
I mean, the fact that he's like left is interesting. I find that interesting. Unexpected.
Yeah, this is the rescue party.
Yeah,
They learned that everyone died.
I'm breaking that.
They went to all no. They spared no expense on the rescue party.
No, we brought the best of us.
Power of many.
Mother.
What did you say?
My mother.
Oh, mother. Jealous husband. Chris says.
Yeah, it could be her dad.
This is the father, you mean?
Yeah, I am your father. Oh, I had my thoughts about you when you hopped out of that water.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Fucking
that's
hell, eh?
uh,
It's kind of fucked. The open eyes. Sperm donor.
uh,
Alright. Okay, yeah. Maybe they're not blood related. It's okay for them to fuck me.
just keep on going.
Oh, there's Yord. Oh, she's got a whip. Chris says his body hunky. Not Mog.
Why has she still got the thing on her?
What thing? The
The
Pip
little
Boy.
droid.
Stay a while and listen.
Next episode.
Gotta draw it out. There's not much story here.
Yeah, she literally just woke up. He said some things and of nothing, and then we moved on to the next scene. Hey, look, it's an X-Men helmet.
Reminds me a bit of Evangelion. Did you watch that show?
Hmm.
You know those the mechs from Evangelion?
Will they fit over her dreads? They had to cut away.
Oh, that's it.
What?
That is it. I thought you.
I thought I was joking.
Yeah, I thought you were joking. Oh God.
That was nothing. That was a vast array of nothing.
Yeah, it's slowing down, isn't it?
Who directed that one? Previously. Well, at least we'll be able to skip the previously. Previously. Hanel Culpepper. Good on you, Hanel. It's great to see that Star Wars has directors that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah. So it's just sort of devolved, isn't it? There's not much you can say.
Yeah. Look, it's just badly written.
Um,
Like, I almost feel like someone had a good idea here,
what's that?
but I don't know where it's going.
What's the good
I
idea?
don't know. I don't know. But I mean, there's a lot there that I could think of that might be good.
Well, the thing that I didn't realize at the start of coming into this was that he said he says, "What do you want?" Soul says to him, "What do you want?" At the heat of a climax of the first, act of the first sort of half, and he says, "I want a student, an acolyte." So that's his motivation. I didn't realize that's what he said at that point. So now they're trying to fill it out,
All right.
and Osha will be the acolyte.
Yeah. Apparently, that director did the first three, the pilot, the opening 3 episodes of Star Trek Picard.
All right. I mean, it's directed well. It's just the writing's awful. Like it's all over the place. All the motivations just shift for whatever reason,
Yeah.
and like there's no sense for her to stay with him. Osha's character, there's zero sense, but she does. Maybe because she took off his shirt. Chris says, "I was listening while painting, and I genuinely feel like I'm miss nothing." Because what was there to miss?
What?
He was painting his Warhammer, and he says, "I don't feel like I missed anything." By not paying attention.
I was listening while painting, and I genuinely feel like I missed nothing. But the context behind some of our laughter, I guess.
Old Basil was endless source of that, and the possible incest.
He's what? Sorry? What about Basil?
Oh, it was just a source of our laughter, and the possible incest with the brother figure.
Yeah, brother or father or neither. Who knows? I'm speculating at this point. I wanted to tell you that that's actually my son.
But there really wasn't much that you missed, eh? Nothing really
Well,
happened.
maybe it's cousin twice removed.
Oh yeah, in some states that's legal, I hear. In some states. Are we in Alabama? Is this set in Alabama? It says unknown planet. Maybe they moved to Alabama where it's legal.
Yeah, unknown planet, unknown planet, Massachusetts,
I'm just showing
New
some
York, unknown
snips of
planet.
key points, key turning points in character. As Chris pointed out, he unveiled her anger, and that was a key turning point for her. It's almost like you're checking
Really?
off the list, like things that you meant to do in a TV series. First of all,
Yeah.
topless bad guy. Check. Make sure he's ripped.
Sperm donor.
You're just reading what Chris said.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was something that. Yeah, I'm inspired to write and direct now.
So, like the mysterious thing coming into this was that Sol didn't realize that May was who she was, and like the other guy could read her thoughts clearly. So it's just like, why didn't he do that sooner? Was he overstruck by grief or something? Like he had that moment where he was just emotional, but we didn't really know why. And where, at what point did he realize that it was May? But at this point, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, the only reason we're watching it is because I mean, there's not.
Chris
I
has
guess
got a
there's some other
Dropbox
things we could
link.
be
Can you
watching.
click on that?
Sorry,
He's got a Dropbox link in the chat.
it's
Think
not a
of something.
great pick, but it'll do. It's more interesting than the last 20 minutes. It's a virus. No, just kidding.
Oh no, my computer.
Oh, nice work.
Oh, is it?
Very
Oh,
nice.
if I copy this link, I don't know if I
That's his
can do it.
painting. It's
Um,
Warhammer painting.
Shit,
Good
I want to show
job.
it. I want to show it. This might kill the stream if I click
That's
it. I'll try it.
just kill it.
It's gonna open up a million browsers.
Good job. Very good.
What does he say? It's more interesting than the last 20 minutes, yeah. It's going to take a while to load. I have a million tabs open. That's why I close
Well, the
my
last
browsers.
20 minutes was the entire episode.
Okay, one second. Oh, there's something wrong. Gotta click on this again. Oh, lovely. These are the same ones that Sim has. Daniel Sim. Hang on, I'm going to put it on the stream. How do I...
If you haven't killed it.
What? Oh no, I did it. There we go. I need a better way to show this. It's in a tiny box.
You can get rid of my face.
Oh yeah, I'll put it over our faces. I think that'll work. Yeah. They look great, man.
Yeah. Good job. I hope there's no, like, URL or anything with it.
No, it's just Dropbox. Man, look at the detail.
Yeah.
How many of them do you have, Chris? Oh, sorry, I wasn't even reading. Yeah, there's the standard Ultramarines. I want to take the kids to the park tomorrow as an excuse to let them play while they pick up some sand to use with the bases. Oh, I see. So you put a little bit of texture here. Man, it's amazing. Wonder if I can zoom in. Oh, there we go. Let's try to zoom in more. Ah, here we go. Epic. I bought the starter pack with 5 Marines and about 8 Tyranids, bad guys. Yeah, look at that base. Cool, hey. Gosh, you need good eyes for this. Do you wear glasses now, Chris? Nah, maybe I should. I love the guns. Did you play that Warhammer game? The online one? The shooter? Played a few Space Hulk games. Oh, I see.
Mm.
You played that, eh, Peter?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're such an iconic thing, eh? These Warhammer characters.
Mm.
Yeah, Daniel Sim was telling me about the process for painting the copper. It's crazy. There's layers and layers of textures. It's basically like sculpture. Really cool, man. Thanks for sharing.
Mm. Well, I'm not really sure if there's much to say
One
with
more.
regards
Hang on.
to.
Another
Oh,
link. Oh, this is his setup. Here we go. Ah, it's got all the proper paints.
oh,
Oh, look at this joystick. That's a real one.
yeah. That's for
Where's the
playing
figures?
Elite
Here we go.
Dangerous.
Gosh, it's such a tiny brush too. A lot of patience. There's the copper.
Mm.
I don't want to show what's on your screen just in case it's compromising. That's why I'm zoomed in like this.
He was watching Ahsoka beforehand.
Ah, looks awesome.
Yeah, it's great, bro. Good job.
Oh, it's got the stream in the background. Oh, and Ahsoka in the back. Yeah, I see. I'm gonna close all this stuff. Okay. So yeah, Acolyte, awesome. Yeah, not much more to say. They've really
Yeah,
slowed it
what is
down,
there to
eh?
say that we haven't? Yeah, I mean, really, those last 2 episodes, you could condense the story down to, well, not much really.
It's like they want to achieve a certain thing, and now it's sort of set in stone. They've killed off all the other characters, so it simplifies things. But gosh, if you're not telling a story with enough depth to keep us interested for 8 episodes, you got to reassess what you're doing.
Like, and the other thing as well is just like, it was pretty, like, killing those Jedi was pretty brutal. And they showed the brutality by, them looking at the bodies and the bodies, like,
They showed it again today. And so it makes no sense for Osha to team up with him. It makes zero sense. Like,
yeah.
she's just had a change of
Well,
heart, and suddenly she's willing to overlook all this brutality.
yeah. It's just like, what the hell?
And we're meant to believe it, and it doesn't sit right, so we're switching off as well.
Yeah.
And the one thing that's
It's
keeping
like,
us going is Sol's secret, so she's milking it.
it's just the only thing is like it's not identification with any of the characters. You're not rooting for anyone. You're just wondering like how is this going to end? Or it's not even how is this going to end. It's going to be is this going to have an open-ended end where nothing is resolved? And therefore you just go, well, that was a waste of time.
Wait for season
Because that's
2
the
type
ultimate.
thing.
Yeah, that's the ultimate in, like, that's the ultimate in waste of time is where you force yourself to watch something, and then you get to the end, and there's no resolution, and there's no answers, and you just go, no, done.
Do you think
I'm
that's
out.
the case here?
I think it's possible. I really do. I think there might be one revelation at the end, and that'll be it. But I don't think that it'll have too many questions left unanswered, I reckon.
So
That's
she's out of time. There's 2 episodes. Sol has to give her secret in the next 2. There's no more time.
Yep.
There's no more wasted time. We wasted a lot of time these 2 episodes. And she can't keep doing that. So we're going to find out something about Sol and what happened on that planet. Probably about the identity of the big bad, because he says, you don't remember me. Right? I lost you. But no questions really asked. Meaningful, but no questions really asked. Yeah, nothing new. Hey, Chris. Okay, you're back. What did you say? No, you're gone again. I think I'm still live. Maybe it's because I have all my browsers
I'm back.
open.
I'm back.
Okay, you're back.
Can you see me now?
I can, sort of. I wonder if it's because I have all the browsers open. It's making it worse. But yeah, I don't. So Sol's revealing his secret, and they're going to figure out who the big bad is. And the question really is if May turns to the bad side. Like her motivations are unclear now. Why is she staying there? The change in her character arc is that she's been told by the sister that her brain was washed, so she's trying to figure this stuff out now, and she doesn't know who to trust. And Pete's gone. Oh wow, Chris is still here though. I mean, the stream's still recording, so I'll just keep talking. He's depressed. He just switched off. It's just like gone. See us. But it is, yeah. It's very sort of depressing when a story loses. There, you're back.
There we go. Yeah, my internet connection is as interesting as the story. It's as stable as the
Chris
script.
says, he's a back. In Jar Jar Binks'
He's
voice.
back. He's a
You better quickly give your summary while your connection's stable. You were saying something in the middle before you got out.
It's awesome. I'm glad I'm things and stuff.
You don't remember what you're going to say.
It was really interesting.
So I said, I'll jog your memory. Sol is running out of time to give his delivery. We only have 2 episodes, so he will say what happened to May, and he's been planning it for 16 years, so it'll be amazing. And
16 years and 3 episodes.
Yeah, he's had time. And the thing was that when he encountered the big bad, he says, "You don't remember me." So
yeah,
they have met. There's history there.
And if they've met, maybe he was one of the people that was at the witches thing as well.
Yeah.
One of the
you were going to say something around that. That's all I said. You don't remember.
I think that might have been it. It was like, there's just... because we don't know what there's no... Yeah, I don't know. It's just all over the place. And, like, to be honest with you, the one character which I thought that they were trying to give you as a sort of a connection to was the Padawan.
Yeah.
And she got killed. So I just don't know what this is like. What the hell is this about? I don't know what I don't know what this is about.
Well, I think, like you say, I don't know if it's you who said it, but it's like it's called the Acolyte. I think you said that at the start of this film. So it's about the Acolyte.
Yeah.
And like he said it in the intro, all I want is a pupil, an Acolyte. So it's almost turned to be about the bad guy now. Like, it's what he wants is overriding everything else. And maybe what we're finding out from Soul justifies it, you know? Because he was discarded, he's got these scars. He was violently attacked and scarred from it. And now he needs his revenge. He needs this power of 2, whatever that is, to maybe it's not even revenge. I don't know. But he murdered people. Okay, Chris.
Yeah.
What I love is that you guys usually actually have something to talk about. Maintain that positivity, whatever it may be. But really, this is genuinely pointless. I know. I think this is just our sort of constitution. We know we've got one more to go, so we're trying to keep this thing alive.
Yeah.
But really, I would have given up on episode 2. I knew it was like, ugh,
Yeah.
yeesh.
I mean, even with Ahsoka, you know, there was like, you're going in the back of your mind, okay, there's this many episodes left. They've got to do X, Y, and Z before they do this, and I feel like they wasted some of their time in those. Well, they did waste time in those episodes doing certain activities
In this series or Ahsoka?
in Ahsoka. So
I
the
didn't mind so
idea
much
of
because
them-
I was in love with the Padawan character. I was just totally smitten by her.
the
So I was
Acolyte,
like,
you mean? The
yeah, she was the Acolyte,
Yeah.
wasn't she? Oh, reference.
but the
But his
but the
acting
thing-
as well, the Sith Lord, the guy,
yeah.
he was great too.
But the thing is that from that experience, kind of gives you an idea of how much they can get done in 2 episodes. This is going to waste those 2 episodes.
Well, the last
mean-
episode of Ahsoka was epic. That was an epic episode. I know Chris didn't like it.
They had
but
It's true. They did have a lot to do, and
They
to
stormed the
be honest,
castle. They got
Yeah.
right to the end of it, and they did a forced push thing, wasn't it? What was the thing right at the
oh
end?
yeah, that was
Who was on the ship?
she was trying to figure out how to force push the whole series, which is to say, she tried to move a cup and couldn't, and then she force pushed him
Yeah, that's right.
across to there.
Yeah.
Been so, if it was realistic, she wouldn't have force pushed him any.
No. Yeah. She went from force completely nothing to can force push 500 meters in a few days.
Yeah.
It was dramatic though. It was like a big ending. They did
It
in
was
one
dramatic.
episode. But there was the the stormtrooper zombies as well. Fucking hell, there was a lot going on in that
Yeah.
episode. Makes me laugh now. Like it's really dumb, but it was something to watch, you know. Whereas
It was-
this, nothing's happening. We're just like, fuck.
What entertained you?
They're at least gonna kiss or make out. Come
Wow,
on.
this episode was really like she had no budget.
Yeah, it's true. It's like you said. It slowed right the fuck down because they blew it all in the last episode.
Well, I don't even think they did because, like, in this episode, there were a lot of extras walking around. You know, there was a lot of establishing shots of ships landing and taking off.
That's
there
all
was
money,
a lot
yeah.
walking around sets, and so it wasn't like a character study or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to the next episode. That's all.
But like, so how do you
All
feel
I can
about?
say is-
I'll put his face on. How do you feel about this character now? He's in the last 2 episodes. He's had a huge reveal. Like he's basically a new character. The big bad. What's his name?
I don't know.
I'll get the shot
Just
with
call
him
him Sith.
being naked. Yeah, Sith. How do you feel about him now? Because like he became from this sort of apothecary, nothing character to the big bad now. So how do you feel about him?
Performance-wise, I don't mind his performance. Script-wise, still pretty crap. Like, there's a lot of shoehorning and treading on stuff.
Shoehorning
I
and you
get
broke up? Sorry, what?
treading old ground. Fear leads to anger leads to hate. Blah 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 blah. Emotions.
I hate to say it, but it reminded me
Um,
of Last Jedi so much. Just that nothing conversation about, the nature of things. It felt very familiar.
Why do you hate to say it, Derek?
Because you're so traumatized by it.
No, my trauma for the Last Jedi is that this is not going. This just dulls the pain.
Yeah.
It's just bringing two crappy things together and just helping them cancel each other out.
Yeah. And
So, yeah, that's my
so
my
I
view.
think the guy is strong enough actor to pull whatever they throw at him off. Like it seems like it will be a bigger part now for the last 2 episodes, and he can act, but it just means that he's got to have depth to show that he's also he's a villain that can be persuasive enough to turn Osha, and they're forcing it down his throat.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I guess you can't save the series. It's just shit.
It's like talking about. It's like, so this dog shit we're looking at. When you look at it from this angle and the light's like that, what do you think it looks like? Well, it still looks like dog shit, but But if you put the fireplace in the background.
That's what we're doing.
You could always, turn it into a pie. You can make brownies out of them. They'd look great. Still wouldn't want to taste them, but they've talked about polishing turds, but they've never talked about turning them into brownies.
So, like, the interesting thing to me that I was sort of alluding to before I got, like, very disheartened by what we're watching, is that if like, they pull off a Dexter, you have a Dexter character. So that actor, Michael C. Hall, amazing actor. I love him so much in what he did with Dexter. He makes this serial killer. We believe that his very limited morals and his sense of good and bad, we sort of side with him because of all his sort of really weird idiosyncrasies.
Yeah.
In his personality and like what's happened to him, we sympathize with him. So if this guy can pull that off, that will be something, If he can be the Dexter that we root for. I don't know if that's what she's going for, with the scars in the back and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, you broke up.
Yeah. No, it's right. It's breaking up again. But they're trying to make you identify with him. But it's really hard to, like, if you're going to try to make you continue to identify with him, don't cut back to a dead child's open-eyed face.
That was breaking the rules, isn't it? Fucking hell. It was quite shocking, hey. It's to remind us how brutal it was. But if you're trying to make us identify with them, that doesn't help your cause at all. It's almost like the editor is rebelling against this script. He goes, "Fuck this script. I'm throwing in this shot here."
But the other thing as well, like when the Jedi turn up and they're looking at the bodies of other Jedi, the way like as well.
Say again.
The way that the Jedi act when they encounter the team, like all the dead bodies, is they're acting like bad guys too. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no shock or empathy or any of that type of thing. It's all just like something happened to you. There was a great fight, and there was a powerful Jedi of kind. Could it be so? Those are serious accusations, and there's like corpses everywhere.
They're hiding something.
Their friends.
They're also hiding
something.
They're not. She is, I think.
I don't know.
Like she said, she'll go herself.
Yeah, that's the suggestion, or is it?
And then you said you were surprised that Sol left, switched off the thing and left. That's true as well. There's something dark about that we haven't seen yet.
He was trying to contact them all this time. Yeah. But he was trying to spend all this time trying to get in contact with them and failed twice. And then he's like, screw it.
That's why it's so easy to get lost. We're losing this story through this weird fucking writing style.
There's reversals. There's reversals of intent. There's constant reversals of intent.
Yeah.
Yes. People wanting to do something happens that has nothing to do with their motivation. But it delays them enough for them to want to do something else. So May wants to turn herself in. The bad guy turns up. Now she doesn't want to turn herself in. Sol wants to tell the Jedi what's happened and go to them, but can't get through to them. So he decides to, when they're actually coming to meet with him, he leaves just as they turn up.
It's
You know,
so dumb, eh?
there's just like May tries to kill even the guy killing himself is like totally blocked and prevented from being hurt. And then she comes along and says, "I've got some poison here," and it's like, "Oh, I hope it's the good stuff." It's just there's reversals of intent constantly. It's just
Yeah, that's it, eh?
it make it like you just can't get you can't follow people's motivations. Like, sure, the like if it revealed that what actually happened was something vastly different from what we saw in the episode, that would be something at least to explaining, like, why, the whole "Sir, I don't want you to leave, so I'll kill you" is, you know, at least explained. But, that's the only thing. Like, changing a memory is the only thing that would really explain that. I keep expecting every single character to turn into a villain, or every single villain to turn into a good guy. It's just like, I have no idea what's going on.
And it's done in a way where it's not enjoyable as well. It's just sort of we remember this stuff. We're actually watching. It's like the writers haven't watched this from start to finish. We're watching, and we know that it's like one action is completely the opposite the next episode, and we know that it just doesn't gel.
Yeah.
I just had to fill that in because I lost you. Are you back?
Yeah. Page where there's even less space.
Oh, you're catching up. Almost back. You back now? Yeah. Here you are.
Well, I think it's
Oh no, I lost you again.
Like, I'm speaking.
Okay, here we go.
Speaking.
I think you're here now.
Speaking. I have no idea. Am I here? Am I here?
Try.
Okay. I'm gonna try again. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. I said that the story, if it's written in a script and they're reading the script, the words would be closer together. So they should see motivations change on the page. Between pages. Maybe they read every second page or something.
They only read their lines.
I read a novel. Yeah, I read a novel today. Yeah, it was called C-Spot Run. It was great. Full of character motivations, and Spot saw the ball and he ran and he got the ball. That was great. I read a novel. That's all I got.
Oh, I think I missed something in between there. The analogy you gave was, I read a book called Spot caught the ball, and he ran and got the ball.
Their attention span is so small that they can't actually read a single page of a script.
Oh,
so they can't even read that the character motivations don't match up. When you're watching an episode, that takes longer to watch an episode than it does to read, the script on a page.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just like...
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you on that one. It's extremely confusing watching experience. But I can see what she's going for. She wants the big bad to be more sympathetic, and we were pushed into that direction, force pushed into that direction. And Soul, even like they lit this character, and with the music and everything, Soul is a darker character now. moving
Yes.
forward. But that's all
Yeah.
right.
We'll see how it goes.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Alright. On a positive, optimistic note, I run out of wine. I haven't.
Hey, thanks, Chris.
Look at. Thanks, bro.
So good to to have you join us. It was amazing to see your painting as well. I love that.
Yeah, good job.
At least you
Good
won't be
job, very
troubled in
nice.
sleep. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Uh,
Just in the morning.
all right. Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Alright.
Stopping now.
See ya. Stop.